What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video here on WrestleHolics Radio. So, quick update. I know I've been gone for a while. However, been a lot going on. But good news is I will be back producing content starting now. As you can see, well, it's maybe not really evident on camera here, but at least right here, got some new things going on. Got some new gear, camera upgrades, soundboard upgrades, all of that good stuff. So yeah, so I will be back producing gear, producing content, and there are going to be some modifications to the content delivery method. Starting next week, we will be launching the official WrestleHolics Radio podcast, which will be chair shot commentary that will be going on a separate YouTube channel. Stay tuned for more info. This channel right here will still be here at WrestleHolics Radio, but this will be more videos, impromptu, and kind of like what we're getting ready to talk about today in this video. So as of recording, today is Tuesday, June 24th. However, we are quickly approaching Saturday, June 28th. And we all know that Saturday, June 28th, one day before my birthday, Saturday, June 28th is the Saudi Arabia event, Night of Champions. Well, back it up because you got Friday, June 27th, which is also going to be emanating from Saudi Arabia, which is going to be SmackDown. Now, unless you're living under a rock, we all know what just took place over the weekend with the U.S. bombing Iran's nuclear sites. And we know that prior to that, Israel bombed the nuclear sites of Iran. And we also know that Iran and Israel, are beefing. And we know that Israel and America are allies. All right, cool. We're not going to really get into the whole geopolitical aspect of that conversation. This is not the time nor place for that. So while I do know a little bit about a little bit, I'm not talking about that here in this video. This video is about wrestling, and more so, I think we've just seen the real heart of TKO. Now, granted, most people that are going to watch this, you're going to say, hey, we've already seen the real heart of TKO. We've seen this when they raised ticket prices for PLEs to these astronomical rates that pretty much priced out the regular working fan. And yeah, you're right, we did. We know this. But the bigger thing is, to me, the way I see it, you are really willing to risk the safety and jeopardy of your talent and your staff. Now, on June 23rd, you had Iran do retaliatory strikes against the U.S. by targeting the bases that we had in Qatar. Now, according to President Trump, those missile strikes they had knowledge ahead of time. There was no significant damage done. There was no casualties. However, it's just still the fact of these two who are supposed to be in a ceasefire as of today, as of the recording of this video, Iran and Israel are supposed to be in a ceasefire. But also as of the recording of this video, which is currently being recorded at 10:43 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, there's also been several missile exchanges between these two after the ceasefire has started, right? There's a lot of tension in the Middle East right now between these two. And Iran, when you look at it on the map, Iran is nowhere from Saudi Arabia. We already seen yesterday when WWE staffers were stuck in Qatar, which is ironically the same base that was targeted for a missile attack. Apparently everything is fine. This kind of reminds me of a couple of years ago when some people say they were being held hostage. Some people say it was just engine delays with the plane, but may have been about, I think, 8 or so years ago. I could be off by a year or two here or there. So there was a situation probably about 8 years ago. Could be off, give or take a year or two. However, in that situation, you saw where the plane of WWE superstars leaving Saudi Arabia was delayed. Now, there was many articles, many stories that came out regarding different situations that happened. Some rumors alleged that it was a rumor. Some rumors alleged that you had the plane being held hostage. Some people say that it was just mechanical issues. FTR, they were there for that situation. I think Dax Harwood, either Cashwell or one of them came out and spoke on it. But again, and that was a situation where during the time there was not really any major things going on. Now, Saudi Arabia is not a clean place by no stretch of the imagination. We know that the history between us and America, between us and them, it's not the best, right? We know that a lot of unethical things go down over in Saudi Arabia. Of course, a lot of accusations have been made. A lot of people call it blood money that WWE is taking. And if that's your stance on it, to each his own. I'm not knocking nobody except for this particular situation. For WWE to still proceed with this show as scheduled, as planned, I'm not really sure if I'm blaming WWE or if I'm blaming TKO, because the truth of the matter is there are two separate entities now. And when you really break it down and look at it in a microcosm, you have to understand that even if WWE officials and higher ups, if they want to say no, TKO is the final say so in so many different ways. And if TKO wants to say yes, that this show is going to go, then this show is going to go. Now, the number came out that allegedly they stood to lose over $50 million if they had to cancel this show. And when you think about the time and money that already has went into it, you think about the trucks that have already been over there. You think about the production crews that have been working around the clock, getting the stages set up, the arena fees that they've had to pay for booking arenas, travel for the staff. It's been a lot of money that's going into it, ticket sales, all of that. So yeah, it is a good chunk of money. But this is a multi-million-dollar company. This is a almost dang near $1 billion company. A $50 million loss, especially coming off one of the most successful WrestleManias of all time, where you're getting ready to do the exact same thing again next year. I'm almost sure that a $50 million loss for you as a company would not have been that hard for you to eat and digest and swallow. Pause. But for some odd reason, you're choosing to forsake the safety of your superstars for the 50 mil. Now, if you happen to be watching this and you're of the persuasion, well, this is why we shouldn't watch the show and we should boycott it. Okay, well, cool, that's fine. But however, if that's your feel, if that's your stance, then just know that you boycotting the show is actually doing more harm than good. And here's what I mean by that. Because yes, unfortunately, we're getting ready to see people risk their safety, their well-being. I don't want to say risk their lives. That could be a very big stretch to say, but they're getting ready to take some risk going to this country to put this show on. At the bare minimum, the least that you can do is actually watch and support. And if you think about it, it's not so much the fact that you're supporting TKO. It's not so much the fact that you're supporting WWE. You're actually supporting the men and women who are traveling halfway across the world to entertain you. Whether you say that motive is money, whether you say they're yes men, whether you say they're corporate shields, whatever you want to say, the truth of the matter is they're still making a decision to take a yes and go and do it. Because you have some people, like the likes of CM Punk, who, one, for the record, I cannot stand as a wrestler. Even though some of this work that he's done as a face in this current iteration of him has been pretty good. Some pretty good promos. The promo segment with him and John Cena last week on SmackDown, oh my God, I've never seen a better promo from John Cena in my life. But I digress. You have people like CM Punk, who has been very open and very clear about his stance on Saudi Arabia prior to him returning to WWE. He's sucking it up and he's going back to get money. Duh, we know this. He told you from the beginning, he's not here to make friends, he's here to make money. Either which way it go, whether people have morals or not, according to your personal view, your compass, your standards, the truth of the matter is these people are taking a significant risk going across the seas to put this show on and to entertain us. At the bare minimum, watch, support. Let's not talk a lot of crap about the card. Let's not give it a lot of flack. Injuries happen. Things are real. Whether or not Dominic Mysterio is really injured or whether or not he just actually decided that he was not going to go because he had legit concerns for his safety and well-being, whatever the case may be, it should be respected. But at the end of the day, we have seen how TKO feels as a whole regarding their financial bottom line and their talent. They're a money-first company. And at the end of the day, whatever happens to WWE under the guise of TKO, I don't blame Vince. I don't blame Nick Khan. I don't blame Triple H. I blame you. But that's a video for another time, another place. If you stuck around with me, if you like what you heard, enjoyed the video, then do me a favor, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon, turn on your notifications so whenever we post, we don't miss. And hey, do me a favor, share this with a friend. But until next time, I'm your boy Savage Lee, and I'm out of here. Peace.